How's it going, guys? Pops Momentum here. This is my review of August, my trading metrics for August. As you can see, I have $82.22 total gross P&L, but my net gain is $81.61 because I've paid 61 cents in fees so far. And then, as you can see, my accuracy so far is 75% on the dot. And my P&L ratio is 2.3 to 1, which basically just means I've made 2.3 times more than I've lost. And then my largest gain was just under $29, and my largest loss was just about exactly the same. My average daily gain has been just under $6. My average per share gain slash loss on per trade has been 26 cents a share, which is actually really good for this type of trading. And then I've taken 24 trades, 18 winners, 6 losers, which is really solid. My best streak was 7 wins in a row, and I haven't taken any losses back to back. And then all these statistics I'm pretty certain are bugged, but anyways, my performance, so you can see the price of stocks that I've traded, the $50 to $100 range. I only took one trade and made money on it. And then this is interesting to see, in the $10 to $20 range, I'm actually negative. But I do think that is mostly because of the lack of data so far, just the lack of trades to go off of. And I'm quite sure that will be positive in at least we give it a couple months. I'm sure that will be different. But I haven't taken too many trades in that range so far. And then in the $0 to $2 range, a decent amount of profit. $2 to $5 range, quite a decent amount of profit. And then the $5 to $10 range is the sweet spot, the best price range. Of course, I already knew that, and I'm assuming it will continue to be that way. Even with much more data, I'm sure that will continue to be the best price range. It's super, super sweet spot. And then, as you can see, I'm green on 14 out of the 17 stocks that I've traded. My best stock was BSLK, SPRC closely following. And then I'm only red on PRFX, SOGP, and XPON. SOGP was today and yesterday after hours. Stock that made such a crazy run, it's very unfortunate to be red on it, but anyways, kind of just mistimed it. And then PRFX took just a dumb trade that was not a good setup and was just a lack of patience. That was like the one trade I'm mad about so far, but it's all good. And then going over the strategies that have been the best for me so far, really only 2 have done anything for me yet. So the 7 a.m. volume setup, which is essentially getting in just before 7 a.m. on a stock that meets a bunch of certain criteria, because brokerages like Robinhood, Charles Schwab, plenty of others, they can't trade till 7 a.m. So traders that are there ready to be able to trade see a stock that looks really good, they're going to be punching the buy button as soon as they can. And so lots of the time there will be large spikes on stocks right at 7 a.m. So it's essentially just being particular, choosing the stock that you think is going to pump right at 7 a.m. based on certain criteria. And that's what that setup is. And I like that setup a lot. It's done super well for me so far. And then after that, the setup that I've certainly taken the most and is my second best here is break of the high. So that could be getting in for the break of the pre-market high, break of the daily high. And then sometimes it is just breaking the break of certain pivots, certain highs. It might not be the actual high of day, but nonetheless getting in for a break of a high. And then all these other setups haven't really done much for me yet, so I'm not going to get into them right now. These aren't all the setups I trade. There are other setups that I trade. I just haven't traded them in this challenge yet, mostly due to just wanting to trade the highest quality setups, I suppose. There is some lower quality setups that I do trade, but haven't in this challenge yet. And so I'm sure I'll go over them at some point when I do start trading them, when we have more money to work with in the account. But anyways, 2 setups actually have been bad for me so far. 4 a.m. volume, getting in for a stock ready to spike at the pre-market open. I was profitable on this, but then after my trade today, I actually went red on that. And then spec, just short for speculation. It's not a setup. It's just like trades that in review I realize wasn't a setup and I shouldn't have taken. That's what falls under this, which I've only taken 2 so far that I realized that I shouldn't have taken. 1 winner, 1 loser. So it's whatever. But yeah, that's what that is, not actually a setup. And yeah, this is my calendar. Green 12 out of the 14 days so far. Looks pretty good. Green all this week, and green 8 trading days in a row. Yeah, so pretty solid. That's the review for August. Oh, and then one last thing, I suppose. My risk to reward ratio so far is 0.77. It doesn't show on the trading app, but I just calculated it. It's 0.77 to 1, meaning that my winners are actually a little bit smaller than my losers. But same thing with the $10 to $20 price range as this. I feel like it's certainly not enough data to go off of yet. I've only taken 6 losing trades. Couple of them happened to be pretty big, and it was more of a sizing issue. It was more of a taking too large of size on the trade as opposed to an actual bad percentage loss, or dollar per share loss. Yeah, so it's more unfortunate, I would say, so far. But yeah, I think after a couple months, after enough trades, it should rat out any of the unluckiness, or yeah, I mean, the statistics will just be more for sure after a few months. So I am curious to see how the risk to reward ratio changes. I'm assuming it would be closer to 1.5 to 1 after a few months. But anyways, yeah, this is the review of August, and I will post another one like this after September is finished. Anyways, I'll see you guys on Tuesday after the extra long weekend.